Okay, today on the Xstatic Production channel, we're going to do a one-color screen printing with plastisol ink, and it's a big print on a sweatshirt. So screen printing, white plastisol ink, one color on a sweatshirt. So that's coming up next on the Xstatic Productions channel. Okay, here we are at the press. We've got our screen locked down real nice and tight, and we've centered it where we want it. Got a nice big palette, and so the way to line it up is, of course, you can use a ruler, measure from side to side. The best way in a lot of situations is to take your film or a printout. The printout is best, not the film. The printout works better. So if you could print out just a regular piece of paper with the exact logo on it, and then tape it down to your board exactly where you want it, and then make sure it's, of course, in black also, and then line it up that way. Makes it quick, fast, and easy. So then you got it perfect, just the way you want it, and we've already done that. You see that right there? And we're getting ready to put the ink in there and start printing some sweatshirts. That's coming up next, and I'll talk about the ink and other things coming up next on the Xstatic Productions channel. Okay, before we get started, let me talk to you about some few things that I use. And so you can buy Pellon, and you can print out your first print on Pellon, which is good to use on every job where you have a repeat customer. And you keep that and put it in a file. And the Pellons are great to put in like a little binder and show all your work to people that are interested in getting your services, including all your screen printing. So I have a binder that has tons of prints from tons of different jobs I've done, and those are mainly done on the Pellons, which is good. You have both Pellons and this item here, which is what we've got on the palette today. This is a big print. It's bigger than, I guess I could have fit it on the Pellon barely, but it is a bigger print, so I decided to use test tube. That's what we're using. I've already got that on the machine, and I wanted to show you the other test tubes. Test tubes are t-shirt material that's pretty much cut up. The tops and the bottoms are off of it. Here's a white one. Let me show you that. Just a white test tube. And of course the one we have on the machine, or the black test tube. And you can buy these in bulk. I think the Performance Screen Print has these. And they buy them in pounds, I think it is. And I buy it in a box. Have them just a couple boxes of a box of white, a box of black, and they run out, I order some more. And now we used to see that I've already put a test tube on there, sprayed my spray adhesive. Well, what spray adhesive to use for flash curing, which is what you're going to need with a black sweatshirt or any black item. You want to be able to put at least 2 or 3 coats of ink on there. Matters which ink you're using. Let's talk about what I use and the best product I use, and I've been using, and remember, I've been screen printing since 1988. So we're talking my 33rd year this year of screen printing on manual presses. It was a lot of work. And here it is, that product right there. It's the Cami 375, and it's a spray adhesive, and it's meant for flash curing, guys. So this is a product that I like best, and it's a little bit more expensive, but I buy it in the case, get them in here. They work for everything. I like it. I like it better than the roll-on stuff, because some people want that roll-on stuff. They'll use a lot of it. I've been using spray adhesive for a long time, and I'm very happy with the work that I get, the quality that I get using the 375 Cami. Especially, we do a lot of dark colors, and you gotta have it. So that's the product I use for that. Today we're using the Epic series of ink, and it's a low temperature, low bleed ink, and that's the great part about it. So we're going to be using that on this print. That's coming up next, and I'm going to start printing, and we're going to see how this goes, and that means that's coming up next on the Xstatic Productions channel. Okay, there it is. That's our pre-print. Okay, so when you first get started, you're going to have to do a few coats. That's for sure. Getting it through that screen, getting that screen moving with that ink. Sometimes it's a little thick, you got to thin it a little bit. So there's a little work to be done to get the prints to start printing properly. That's why you want the test tubes. That's why you want the test material, which is the Pellon. This takes a little bit a while to get it rolling, so that when you go into productions, it starts to flow a lot easier. The ink flows. Make sure you have lots of ink in the screen. Bottom line is, if you don't have enough, you got to add some more, because you didn't quite have enough ink. And that's what happened with me. I didn't have enough ink in there. I had to go back and put more ink in the screen, which took time. So flood it pretty good, and then you can start pressing it. And I put on a few extra coats actually on this one, because I want it to look nice and I want it to print quickly, and I've got no time. Once I get that first sweatshirt on, I want it to start flowing and get into production and start just putting out a lot of sweatshirts. So that's coming up next. We're going to print this design on some sweatshirts. So this looks great. Now let's see how we do with printing our sweatshirt. That's coming up next on the Xstatic Productions channel. Okay, we've got our sweatshirt on here. I sprayed my spray tack. I smoothed it out real nice. Nice and smooth. It's centered. Sometimes you'll see a seam or a line down the center and you'll know it's centered. Or you can reach on the side and you sort of have it centered. You can always go, if it has a label, by the label also. But center it the best you can. Once you get it centered, you can start printing. So, you can get it flat, looking good. You can start printing. Got your squeegee down. Pretty thick ink. We're going to flash that for about 5-10 seconds at the most. We come back and put our second coat on. Remember, you don't want to burn your sweatshirt, so do not put them on for very much longer than that. After your second time you put on your second coat, take a good look, guys. It doesn't take just another second to put another coat on. So if you're not happy with the way it looks, to put top quality out there, which I've done all the time, sometimes I give it a third coat. Why? Because I want it to look really vibrant. And sometimes for one reason or another, one area will be not quite as white as you would like it to be. And that looks great. Nice and white, nice and vivid. We'll take this off, run it through the dryer, and we're done. That's screen printing a sweatshirt. That's one color, boom. Just lift up, pull it off, right in the dryer it will go. Could have got away with just two, and that's what I normally do. Two looks pretty good, run it through the dryer. As you first start that first one, you're going to go into production. Each one you're probably going to just be doing two coats, so it'll look great. But the first ones, the ink is very thick. You want to, if it's too thick, remember, thin it out with some reducer, which is your plastisol reducer. Reduce it just a little bit, not much, enough for it to flow really easy. Some inks are a lot easier to print than others, so remember that too. Let's take a look at our product when we're done. Just a quick look at the finished items. On the left will be your t-shirt material in the test tube. Test tube material, t-shirt material, the same thing. Then on the right will be your sweatshirt material, the sweatshirt itself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It showed you how to do screen printing on sweatshirts. I think we used a 110 screen on this, guys. Might have been a 137, somewhere in there. And that's what we used to print this design. So I hope you had enjoyed the video. And remember to subscribe to our channel. This was screen printing on a sweatshirt. We'll see you next time, and have a great day. And subscribe to the Xstatic Productions channel.